Y'all, grab your popcorn, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and buckle up because this right here is not your average recap. We're diving deep into the midnight tea that's spilling all over the streets of Huntsville, and baby, when I say it's scalding, I mean third-degree burns, kind of hot. Just when we thought we had the ratings game figured out, OWN flipped the table, scattered the cards, and brought the drama straight to YouTube and the fans. Oh, honey, they are not letting this slide. Let me ask you this. Have we been watching the wrong numbers all along? For weeks now. Everyone's been side-eyeing those Love and Marriage Huntsville ratings, saying they've dropped below 200,000 live viewers, sparking whispers of cancellation, cast shakeups, and network panic. But guess what? A lie. Cable viewership might be crawling. The YouTube views are flying. That's right, OWN quietly dropped full episodes of the show on their official channel. And baby, the numbers don't lie. Episode 1 alone jumped from 143K views to 154K in just one day. And Episode 2 started at 2.6K and leaped to 22,000 in 9 hours. Something ain't adding up, y'all. Or maybe it is. Now pause right there. Why is OWN doing this? Is this a strategic pivot away from traditional cable? Or is this them admitting that the core audience just ain't checking for cable like that anymore? Think about it, streaming is king and YouTube is the throne. Could this be OWN's secret weapon to save the franchise? Or are they trying to quietly rebrand the show's success without having to face the embarrassment of the live ratings drop? Either way, it's giving we ain't losing, we're evolving. But not everyone's buying it. Soon as the community tab post went up with those YouTube numbers, woo. Chilly the backlash came, QUICK. Viewers were in the comments, like, don't play with us. The show's dry, the cast is tired, and Carlos is trying to sell us yesterday's tea. But at the same time, people also admitted they stopped watching on cable and started tuning in only through YouTube. Especially after that Martell versus Melody fallout dragged out longer than a Tyler Perry finale. And baby, let's not act like this didn't get the bloggers fired up. Fact's right word on the streets is that not only is OWN pushing YouTube views, but there's also talk of 10 new bloggers being brought in. Let me repeat that. 10 new bloggers. Miss Wanda herself allegedly slipped up and said, "We comin' back with new bloggers." We, as in who? Miss Wanda. Are bloggers now officially a part of the Black Crew? Are they on OWN's payroll? Or is this a move by Carlos King to control the narrative and turn bloggers into promotional tools? Chilly. If this ain't reality TV bleeding into real life, I don't know what is. Let's rewind to that cryptic video that started all this, the one titled "Maritime for Ratings Low, YouTube Views High." That video alone set the internet ablaze, and now folks are wondering, is the show being propped up by YouTube metrics to mask a bigger collapse behind the scenes? 'Cause baby, that move to post full episodes for free, that ain't normal. Networks don't do that unless something is brewing. And with all these blog posts and Instagram lives popping up like mushrooms in a thunderstorm, it's starting to look like damage control. Now let's talk Carlos King. Oh, Carlos. Remember when he was shouting from the rooftops about series high ratings during the Love and Marriage reset? Well, now that same mouth is quiet. Not a whisper about season 10's ratings, and less it's to share YouTube views and social media buzz. One fan said it best, Carlos is treating YouTube likes like Nielsen scores. It's giving desperation with a side of delusion. You know what? They might not be wrong, but the twist. OWN might be playing chess while the rest of us are stuck playing checkers. Think about it. They get ad revenue from YouTube. They engage a younger, more mobile audience, and they keep the conversation going on social media without depending on live ratings. And if those episodes get enough traction, OWN looks like a digital-savvy innovator, not a flailing network. But the real question is at what cost? Because this strategy may be keeping the numbers afloat, but it's also opening the floodgates. For criticism, people are noticing that the storylines feel disjointed. The pacing is off. Martell is still chasing clout. Melody's barely around, and half the scenes feel like filler. Some fans are even calling this the YouTube season instead of season 10. Whew! Now, y'all know we can't talk love and marriage without mentioning the elephant in the room, the bloggers. It used to be a badge of honor to be the first to spill tea. But now, it's looking like there's a blogger war brewing. One claimed they were the first to break news in the Huntsville streets, but then Miss Wanda starts talking about new bloggers being brought in, and baby, it got messy real quick. Are bloggers being used as pawns in a bigger game? Are some of them working directly with production to shape narratives? Or dare I say, they being paid to push certain cast members while dragging others? It's giving plantation politics. In a social media wig, y'all. Let's not forget the post that reignited this whole firestorm. Producer from the show decided to post a throwback pic with Jackie Christie from Basketball Wives, clearly trying to remind folks he's been in the game, but chilly. The comments section went up in flames. One commenter clapped back. "Why are you still promoting black folks fighting on national TV? Try uplifting us for once." And the producer's only response: "Have a great day, ma'am. Phew, cold." But the shade didn't end there, because fans came in like, "Well, sis, if you want positive images, why don't you produce a show?" And silence fell across the land. So where does this leave us? We're staring at a franchise on the edge. A show that was once a powerhouse, now dangling between cable irrelevance and digital resurrection. OWN is clearly shifting gears, but the fans are skeptical. They're asking, is this about empowering voices and reaching new audiences? Or is this just a last-ditch attempt to save a sinking ship? And speaking of saving, where is Melody Shari in all of this? That's right, the queen of the franchise. The woman who, let's be real, carried the show on her back for years. Rumors are swirling that her reduced screen time this season is deliberate. Is OWN trying to push new faces and phase her out? Or did Melody pull back because she sees the writing on the wall? Insiders claim she's focused on her music, her skincare line, and most importantly, protecting her peace. But you know who hasn't been protecting anything? Martell Holt. Baby, he's back with episode 6, allegedly titled Martell, Me No Lies. And if that ain't the most ironic title of the season, I don't know what is. Where it is? We're about to see him caught in another emotional roller coaster, possibly tied to custody drama. Messy dims, and one very shady NDA. That's right. Episode 4 is titled Cowboys and NDAs, and fans are convinced that Birthday Bash is going to expose some deep secrets under those cowboy hats. So what's the bottom line here, y'all? The show may not be dead, but it's definitely in the ICU. The ratings aren't lying, but neither are the YouTube views. We're living in a new era of reality TV where cable don't reign no more. And OWN knows it. Whether that's genius or desperation depends on how you look at it. But one thing's for sure, they've still got us watching and talking and speculating. Because baby, when the tea is this hot, you don't just sip, you dive in. Before I wrap this up, let me ask you, what do you think is really going on? Do you think the YouTube views make up for the cable flop? Are the bloggers really being hired behind the scenes to spin the narrative? And is OWN setting the stage for a new generation of drama? Or are they just clinging to the last gasp of a franchise that's lost its soul? Let me know in the comments, because this conversation is far from over. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, because next time, we're diving into who's allegedly leaking those NDAs from Trisha's party. What Martell said off camera that got producers scrambling?